Well, hello, I'm David Freeman with Is That Really in the Bible? In 1962, I was born. Bread was 27 cents a loaf. Gas was 31 cents a gallon. Milk was $1.04. John Glenn became the first American to orbit the Earth. That is, unless you believe a flat Earth or something like that. But that's we won't awake those people or anything like that. World Series, New York Yankees. I Can't Stop Loving You was the song by Ray Charles back then. World population was 3.1 billion. Today it's 7.9 billion. Now I don't know where nearly 60 years have gone, but the Bible tells us this. It says in Psalms 90 and verse 12, teach us to number our days that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. Why? Why should we do this? Well, because your days are running out. And it says to teach us to number our days. You know, when you get near 60 years of age, you realize I'm not going to be around that much longer. You know, I don't know what, another 10, another 15, you know, and I'm just not one of these that I've just never have been, you know, one that wants to make it to 110 years old. I mean, I just don't. I mean, I know what I feel like now, and I'm not, you know, I'm not one. Oh, I might live to 120, and I'll live to be 120, and I'm just not looking forward to that. I'm really not. Did you know that you are in the process of dying from your birth? Now notice these pictures I'm putting up here. It just sort of tells a story of what it's like. And we don't really think of it that way when we see a little baby child or anything like that. But from birth to puberty to teen years to adulthood, we are all in the process of dying. Speaking of adult, you ever met people that cannot adult? I mean, they're 30, 40 years old, and they can't adult. They can't, you know, they can't, no permit, living at home, can't hold down a job, they don't work, their marriage doesn't work, their relationships don't work. You know, there are a lot of people that cannot adult. It's a shame. It seems like we create those people today. But anyway, you know, when you're young, you don't think about the fact that you are dying. You think you are immortal. Now, I know that myself because I used to, you know, I ridden motorcycles all my life, and I used to bounce off the trail, I mean, bounce off rocks and stumps and banks, and I was just zipping through the woods wide open on my dirt bike. And I had no concept. There were no cell phones back then. I would go way out into the mountain to ride. My parents didn't even know where I was at. And I guess I thought I was immortal because I did some, I mean, I pushed it to the limit. I twisted the wick, as they say, on a motorcycle, you know. As much as I could twist it, just wide open, and just, boy, was it fun. And boy, did I ever enjoy that. I really did. But you know, something hit me like a ton of bricks about the creation account. Let's take a look at it in Genesis 2 and verse 9. And out of the ground made the Lord God to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food, the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Now, if you're old and you look into the mirror and you don't like what you see wrinkles, you just see things you don't like, okay? Stuff showing up on your face, bumps and things and warts and who knows what else popping up on your body, or you get the doctor's report that we're questioning something here, don't know what's going on, but it doesn't look good. Listen, when you're old, the tree of life that we just read about sounds so sweet. As Jackie Gleason used to say, how sweet it is, that tree of life. Man, that sounds sweet.